Cause we bout that, and we represent UK worldwide, got the drill step.
This clip is brought to you by BoutThatOnline.com.
Hey, so peace family. This week we're joined once again with a special guest. I think it's actually our first time for 2024, so definitely a huge look, and we're appreciative to have Big Swoll himself joining us once again. And might I say, you're looking real good, fam. What's good, man?
Oh man, look, what's happening? You heard me? I'm in New Orleans working, trying to make my business prosper, doing speaking engagements, taking care of the family, taking care of horses, and taking care of dogs.
No doubt, man. And I know, in the past we've always spoken about health, and I know that's something that's definitely important to you. So we're glad that you're definitely on top of things and stuff, and looking a whole lot better and stuff as well, man.
Oh yeah, I'm working out 3 hours a day. I'm taking care of myself. I'm doing a lot of speaking engagements on heart disease and sleep apnea, and I try to motivate people to not give up in life. Just because you have a hardship, just because you have a medical condition, don't give up. And a lot of people don't realize 2 years ago I was 145 pounds, and today I'm 285 pounds. And I'm jogging, I'm working out, I'm riding my motorcycles, I'm riding my horses. I'm doing everything the doctors told me I couldn't do.
In fact, man, and that's a testament to your own fighting spirit and stuff also, man.
Oh yes. I got good friends around me. I got good family, I got good friends, and I got people that keep me motivated all the time.
Well, we got a few fan questions and a few topics to go over, and we definitely appreciate you jumping on with us. We're going to kind of go around a few different things, spanning from social events and maybe a slight bit of politics. But one of the things we wanted to start out with is it's been announced that somebody that you've worked with in the past, Barry Windham, and Mike Rotunda are going to be going into the WWE Hall of Fame this year. I mean, you yourself, with your experience in WCW wrestling, worked with Barry Windham. I mean, could you share any thoughts on Barry Windham and what he was like?
Barry Windham was very quiet. When I was with the West Texas Redneck, I had more relationship with Kurt Hennig and oh my God, my mind just went blank. But me and Kurt Hennig were friends before I went to WCW. We were trained by the same guy by the name of Brad Riggins out of Plymouth, Minnesota. So I knew Kurt Hennig very well. Barry and his brother, they was always quiet. When you try to talk to him, very few words. But he's a real nice guy, and I'm proud of him. Him and his, I used to love to hear a story about his daddy. Because a lot of people know who his daddy is, and I used to tell me a story about his dad and stuff like that. But I'm proud of him, and he's been around for a long time. He's done a lot of great things in wrestling.
Yeah, his dad was it Blackjack Mulligan, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, Blackjack Mulligan. Yeah, that was his dad.
Okay, so yeah.
And the other guy I was friends with Bobby Duncan Jr. because we played against each other in college. He went to University of Texas. I went to University of Houston at the same time, and that's how we knew each other.
I mean, that was dope. I still think, even nowadays, people still post things occasionally from the No Limit Soldiers, and some people, they can't believe Rey Mysterio, who's gone on to be such a huge talent, was a part of it, and also Conan. Do you ever keep any relationship up with those guys, Rey Mysterio, Conan?
No, everybody's going different ways. I don't even watch wrestling anymore. I mean, it's not like it was when I was a kid, because, I just did a speaking engagement and someone asked me who's my favorite wrestler. I told them Gorgeous George, and they don't even know who Gorgeous George is, and so I'm like, you never heard of Gorgeous George? But I come from the era of Stan Hansen, Junkyard Dog, Coach Chop Cash. That's my type of wrestling. Today's type of wrestling is really not something I would like to get into. It's not for me.
Well, I mean, we did have some more wrestling related questions that, maybe we'll sort of fly through them. You might be able to still lend some voice on them. I'm not sure if you're familiar with John Cena, but recently he was at the Oscars and people have said that he did what looked like to be some form of a humiliation sort of
Yeah, right.
deal. So a lot of the questions we've got even today, we're looking at different aspects of the industry and sometimes, different things that people may do and so on and so forth. But do you have any thoughts on John Cena doing that? Because I remember when we spoke before and you said, you felt as though John Cena had taken a lot of influence from the No Limit Soldiers, from the wrestling group and stuff also.
No, he look, I've read stuff about he took his pants off or something or whatever, or something like that, but I mean, if that's what he want to do, that's what he want to do, and I mean, if he want to get publicity, he got publicity, so a lot of these guys, I can't answer for him, but one thing I can say is he got publicity, and he has people talking about him in social media. So if he wanted to do a social media stunt, he did a hell of a good job.
Well, I think, off the back of the Cat Williams interview and recent other conversations that we've had within the media, there's a lot of speculation that people have just towards the industry. They feel as though people may have to partake in certain types of, rituals, or they may have to do certain things that could be publicly embarrassing and stuff. Yourself being involved in the industry, have you, I don't say if you've witnessed anything at any kind of parties or anything?
Yeah.
I mean, what's crazy thing that you could speak on in that manner?
Well, a lot of people get mad when I tell them the story. When I was playing for the New York Giants, I went to a Whitney Houston party, and because she was really good friends with Lawrence Taylor, and so we went to a Whitney Houston party, and people get mad at me when I told them what I seen. I tell them Whitney Houston was gay, her and her girlfriend Robin, was there, and to this day people talk about Robin. That was her girlfriend. Bobby Brown was just a cover up, but and you got to remember this. When I was with No Limit, I was real good friends with a few executives, and I had a real good friend who was an executive, and she used to always tell me, "Don't never go to a Clyde Davis party. Don't never go to a Quincy Jones party. Don't ever go to a Bobby Brown party. Don't ever go to a Jamie Foxx party. And don't go to a Will Smith party, because it's all about men. It's all about men." And I kind of still, we stood away from that. No Limit, we had our own parties. We didn't have to go party. We used to rent whole hotels and whole floors and stuff, and have our own parties and stuff like that. But but that was stuff that was heard. Everybody know that Puffy's gay. It's not no secret. Look at Usher. Usher's coming out telling his stories, and and Usher, he passed it on and did the same thing to what's his name, Justin Bieber. Is this a revolving door? But nobody talked about the main person. The main person is Clyde Davis. Clyde Davis taught all these people how to have these parties. It goes back to Barry Manilow. This guy has been doing, fuck fest parties, since the 70s. And every time you talk about these kind of parties, the common denominator is Clyde Davis.
Wow. Well, we know that Puffy, I believe he got his start through Clive Davis, right? By way of sort of Clive Davis.
Yeah, that's Clyde Davis, Whitney Houston, Quincy Jones, Jamie Foxx, Barry Manilow, all was under Clyde Davis.
Wow. So, I mean, you don't think it's a conspiracy? Because we put out a video the other day where there was this guy on YouTube, and he was exploring some of this stuff with Michael Jackson. Somebody was working for him, and he also said the guy used to work for Diddy and so on. But a lot of people say some of this they feel is conspiracy theory, but you've been there within the industry. So, why do you think a lot of these stories are coming out now?
Because back in the day, people was too embarrassed. Back in the day, a lot of people wouldn't feel like people would believe them. Just like the actor, I think his name is Terry something, the built guy that always doing the pop a lock and stuff.
Yeah,
And when he talked about he went to one of those parties and the guy walked up and grabbed his dick, you know, that shit really happens. You know, people got just stuff that you hearing about. It's been going on for centuries. You know, back then we called it the casting couch, and you know what that is. You know, if you want to get a part in a movie, you have to fuck some people. You know, and so a lot of these guys, you know, like even with, you know, I've always heard stories about Jay-Z, you know, and stuff he did, and and I heard stuff about, you know, Puffy and, you know, all this kind of stuff, you know, and a lot of people are just too embarrassed because it's just like a woman who's raped. She's afraid to go tell the police because nobody's gonna believe her. And then when she tell her story, everybody's gonna turn on her. It's like every time I do an interview, you know, and people ask me questions about Master P, and I tell them the truth, everybody gets mad at me. Everybody calling me, oh, you better, you this, you that. No, I'm doing an interview. You asked the question, I answered. Now, I may not answer the way you wanted me to answer, but I'm just telling you the truth. And a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. We live in today's society of lies. You know, women with fake nails, fake hair, fake ass, men with fake muscles, you know, fake this, fake that. You know, we just live in a world where everything is fake and everybody's happy with it. You know, and I don't live in that world. I'm the kind of person, if you ask me a question, I'm gonna tell you. If you walk up to me and say, hey man, do my breath stink? I'm gonna go, yeah, it stinks, dog. You need a mint. You know, I'm just telling you the truth. And a lot of people, I get criticized all the time. Oh, you know, you shouldn't tell your story. You shouldn't say this. You shouldn't do that. And people are trying to question me things that I was involved in. And that's the crazy part. Let me tell you, it's just like the whole hip hop industry is just like Donald Trump to me because their fans believe everything that celebrity says. You know, whatever that celebrity says, that fan base believes him. No matter what it is. You know, they believe him. So when a person who's been around like me tells them what I've seen, what I've witnessed, and I know, now I'm the bad guy. Oh, Swoll, you better. You this, you that. No, I'm doing an interview. Somebody asked me a question, and I answered it.
Yeah, you know, and I think I personally always say, you know, everybody's got a right to an opinion, whether you agree with it or not. They've got their right to their opinion, and you know, sometimes we're not always going to agree. We learn from each other. We need to listen to each other and be open to hear what other people have to say, because at the end of the day, we can't invalidate other people's experiences or their thoughts. You know, so I definitely hear you on that, and I agree when I look at a lot of things just within the industry, not just music. A lot of things now have become, you know, very much entertainment like WWE, where, you know, we look at things being scripted. But even as we think about WWE, it's came out recently, huge scandals with Vince McMahon, the owner of WWE. There's been, you know, tremendous things just being revealed and exposed from that line of things. Kind of sticking around wrestling slightly, just as I've mentioned the WWE, because we've seen The Rock return. A lot of people are saying, you know, wrestling is kind of back on the upswing, and now we've got the Hall of Fame coming up. Somebody mentioned that there is very limited black wrestlers in the Hall of Fame, and you know, I wanted to know if you had any thoughts on that. But also, I wanted to add on. I saw an interview with Teddy Long. I'm sure you might be familiar with him, and he spoke about back in the days what the business was like, and encounters he had with Ric Flair, and he said Ric Flair actually called him the N-word, which I thought a lot of people would be surprised about, because Ric Flair's doing all the stuff now with the hip-hop artists, and you know, you see them in the rap videos and stuff. But you know, I just wanted to know if you had any thoughts on that.
Well, no, I hate Ric Flair because I personally witnessed what he said about the No Limit Soldiers when we was at WCW. He wasn't nice. He didn't welcome us. He didn't want us there. And he said some racial things about us, you know. When I got into wrestling, I got into it in, I came out in 1992, you know, and it was just so racist, you know. A lot of promoters wanted. I was big. I was built. I was a nice looking guy. But they wanted me. They wanted me to be a jobber. You know. They wanted me to make the white boys look good. You know. I would kick a person ass, and then I'll do something stupid and lose because he's dumb. You know. And I did. You know. I wasn't gonna be nobody jobber. That's why I went back and played. Professional football in Canada. It was a lot of racism. I remember this is something. I'm embarrassed to even say this. When I was in wrestling school, they wanted to come up with a gimmick for me, and they wanted to call me Big Bad Buckwheat, and they wanted me to talk like Buckwheat, from Little Rascals.
Okay.
Like, here I is, and I asked them, "Are you fucking crazy? You do know I gotta go back into the hood. I'm not going back to no fucking hood, and I'm calling myself Big Bad Buckwheat. Or you could be Buckwheat with muscles. What the fuck?"
Yeah, that's a very bad gimmick right there.
Oh, I wasn't gonna do it. No way in the world. Just like I watched, these guys at WWE. Some of these guys, they got them in the ring shaking their ass like girls. They want to make black men look, feminine, no matter how big and strong we are.
Well,
they got the,
Yeah, I have kind of noticed that to the degree of, I think only Bobby Lashley, they kind of book him somewhat dominant, but a lot of the other guys, they're usually very comedic, like R-Truth, they book him, he's got no brain, and I know a lot of people find it cool and they think it's funny, but I'm like, at the same time, it doesn't do much to promote strength with like the black characters.
Well, if you look at commercials, majority of commercials which you see with black males, a lot of black males are feminine, or they gay with men, and they're kissing on men and shit. And I'm like, what are real black men at? I mean, every time you turn on a commercial, the black men, they look feminine. They look like women. And I just think that's just them trying to weaken up the black man. Puffy and all the rest of these guys ain't doing no damn better because, down low brothers are just as worse.
Yeah, no, definitely. And a lot of them are being called out now. But, switching up slightly, just looking at, I guess, on the polar side of that, somebody who people deem as a strong black man or strong to be dealing with the circumstances and situation that is in. C Murder a few days ago, it would have been celebrating his birthday. So
his birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, happy birthday, C. He don't see it though. If you tag him, even though he's in prison, he'll still see it. And excuse me, man. See, I tell everybody all the time. C Murder's one of the realest brothers I've met in my life. And we miss him. Happy birthday, soldier. Keep your head up. Be strong. And C Murder was, he was different. C Murder was different from Silk and Pete. He was just a different person. He wasn't like Percy.
When you say different, like more with his character, or just like the type of things that he would do?
Everybody generated more to C Murder than Master P. A lot of artists want to be around C Murder. Because C Murder was cool. And just like I was telling somebody the other day about the old No Limit. The only reason why a lot of those people stay around back in the day is because of one person. You know what that is? KL. A lot of before a lot of these people joined No Limit, they was already working with KL. I'm talking about Soulja Slim, Mia, Fiend, Mac, Mystico. Before No Limit was even started, they was already working with KL. And I tell people all the time, a lot of those people stayed at No Limit Records only because of KL.
And then when KL left, I think quite a few of them, they sort of started filtering
bounce.
Out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, they went on, when Beat by the Pound left, they went on and had some hits, but they had no hits like with Beat by the Pound. Beat by the Pound was the heartbeat of No Limit Records.
You know,
And like I tell people, you got to remember, you you know, you know, you know, like Soldier Slim. Soldier Slim was working way with KL before he even thought about joining No Limit Records. But back then it was called Magnolia Slim. When he joined No Limit, they called him Soldier Slim. So, but they were like all those guys was there because of KL.
I think Khaled was like Parkway Pumping or something.
And right, yeah. And like with C Murder. C Murders were good friends from Cain and Abel, um, Fiend, the Gambino boys. All them dudes will follow C Murder. They'll graduate towards C Murder more than P.
I think from the fans, obviously P being the head honcho, the fans would have always saw it as like everybody, the tank rolls around P in a sense, but obviously out there it may have been different or had its fluctuations. Do you think that was probably because P was like the boss in the position he was in, so it was more like the authoritarian one in a sense, and P maybe C could be more relaxed or cool with everybody? I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here.
Well, P understood what it meant to have people's livelihoods in his hands. When you paying somebody mortgage and stuff like that, and once he understood that, he ran with it. So me and a bunch of the guys were together one time, and the question was asked, when do we think P started changing? And I think he changed when he made the Forbes Top 100 list. He changed. The person Miller I went to college with, who I worked with before he became filthy rich, is not the same person. I look at him today, and he's a narcissist. He has narcissist behavior, and I look at him and I'm like, wow, I can't believe he said that, or and I know some of your fans gonna say, oh, Swoll hating. I'm not hating. I'm just telling the truth. Look up a narcissist, and that's what a narcissist is. The man turned all his fans against his wife. He turned his fans against his son. He turned his fans against me and everybody else that speak out against him. And that is a narcissist behavior. Plus, a narcissist, they lie a lot. The biggest narcissist in the world is Donald Trump. And Donald Trump and Matt Speed have that same personality. When they say something, you got to question, because you got to remember, anytime somebody says something now, you can Google. If somebody say they did something or they've done something in the past, that's all you got to do is Google it. And he changed. Like I said, we went to college together. He wasn't like that. Someone asked me, what is one word I could describe him? Well, I have to describe two words, because person who I know from University of Houston and first joined No Limit was cool. He was a class clown, to be honest with you. He always cracked jokes. The person who became rich and famous, he's a narcissist.
But there's a few points that I want to try and pick out. Like, you mentioned the Forbes, like when he made the magazine, and I believe in some interviews, P had got on to say that he regretted actually featuring in those magazines also because it highlighted, I guess, how much money he was making and stuff at the time. You say he kind of changed. Do you remember like what his attitude was like? I mean, was he celebratory of it? Did you guys have like a big celebration, or was it more of a like he took it as a personal achievement?
I think once he made 100 lists, it was all about him. I did this, I did that. It was me, it's me. And he forget about, people like, because like I said, a strange story about Beat by the Pound, when KL was on the phone and he didn't know KL was on the phone and refused to give his boys their money. He forget about Percy Carter, who was the very first, employee at No Limit, who was his bread and butter man at the time, and he just changed. I mean, he wasn't the same person. Uh, Everything became about him, which is I mean, it's his company. You know, a lot of people respect it, and I had to respect him because I had a newborn baby. I had a brand new house. I was paying a mortgage on. So no, I can't go against my boss. You know, and that's the only respect he got from me, that he was my boss, and that's it. You know.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the University of Houston. I know P. Sorry, I got a bit tongue tied. I know P recently put out a clip where he was encouraging people for business. I could have been for one of his master classes, and he spoke about graduating from the University of Houston in 1 month. But you contested that.
Let me ask you a question. This is embarrassing to even talk about. How many people go to college and graduate in 1 month? How many people go to college and graduate in 1 month? Now you got to remember, this is for the people who got to understand this. The boy lying. No, nobody goes to any college, not even the University of Houston, and graduate in 1 month. Einstein didn't graduate in 1 month. In order to get your associate's degree, you need 60 hours to graduate to get your associate's degree. When you go into college as a freshman, nobody goes into their major their freshman year, because you got to take English, math, history. You got to do your prelims, before you can go into your major. Yesterday, I talked to one alumni, and we went into the U of H alumni archives, okay? And there's no sign of Percy Miller ever being in University of Houston School of Business or Marketing. Nowhere. There's no sign of that. Nobody takes business and marketing class their freshman year. This is something that's crazy. And I'm just telling the truth. I want you to think about this. This dude said he graduated from the University of Houston in 1 month. He leaves the University of Houston and goes to a junior college. Who the fuck goes to a university to a junior college if they graduate? And the sad part, his fans believe it. I've been contacted by alumni from the University of Houston. They don't like that because they're making them look stupid. That is a lie. Nobody graduates from college in 1 month. Nobody goes into their major in a freshman year of college. It's it's embarrassing. It's a lie.
Yeah.
It's just,
I know you say sometimes.
the sad part, he's starting to believe. The sad part.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm listening.
No, the sad part, he's starting to believe some of his lies. That's the sad part. I'm not putting the brother down. If his fans won't believe that, if they think he's smarter than Einstein or stuff like that, and people contacting me, he graduated, college in 1 month. Ain't no fucking body in the world has graduated college in 1 fucking month. That's for people who never been to college. Anybody know if they ever been to college tell you ain't graduating no college in 1 month.
It could be a sign that, sometimes they trying to motivate people with a story. We do know in the past some stories have been contested also, like I think Reggie Wright, he contested the story and Suge did when P said he went to the jail to visit him. And, so there has been things like that have been discredited and stuff also. I saw a clip the other day, actually, was sent to us to review from Susie Orman, and she's a financial advisor, and she was talking about an old incident with Master P where he sort of was putting down the young people and stuff, so she was a bit disappointed with that.
Yeah, Susan people don't realize that woman's an expert in finance. I mean, she's one of the top experts in the United States of America. And, for her to tell people, okay, for 1 month, for 1 month, put $100, into a savings account in 20 years, how much money you're making. And for him to say, what these kids don't get $100 from, well, the same fucking kids that's paying $500 for your fucking shoes, the same kids that buy $120 fucking shirt and shorts that she was trying to sell. Let me tell you something about generational wealth. Generational wealth doesn't mean buying somebody else's product. Okay, that has nothing to do with generational wealth. When a person come out here and they use the race card, oh, if you're not black if you don't buy my products. You're not black if you don't support me. You're not black. Well, how about putting out some good fucking quality product? Put out something that the black community needs. And I listen to this shit all the fucking time. I'm a black business owner. You see it. I got the big Swoll chair, and I was doing, mattresses and stuff. I'm a black. I would never go on TV. Oh, you're not buying my chair because I'm black. You're not buying it because I'm black. No. Stop playing that Donald Trump shit. That's the same thing Donald Trump does. If you don't support me, you're not a patriot. You don't buy my stuff. You're not a patriot. It's the same fucking shit. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. And I get sick and tired of people here. That you got to go here and grind. And this is for the people about this Snoop. I want this Snoop cereal shit. For you people that go out there and you go into Walmart and you making videos and yet you asking people for Snoop Dogg cereal and they tell you no. Well, we boycotting Walmart. Well, the same people talking about boycotting Walmart. You look at their basket; they got a basket full of groceries. The only thing you're doing is giving Walmart free publicity. They're so stupid; they don't even know what they do. Walmart wants you to do that because you're giving them free publicity. Bad publicity is better than no publicity. And it just don't. It's like one lady. She was in that store and she was like, "Well, if you don't start selling Master P or Snoop cereal, I'm gonna start going somewhere else." Where? You're gonna go to a corner store where you're gonna pay $15 for a gallon of milk. You're gonna go to a corner store where you're gonna pay $7 for bread. You're gonna go to a corner store where bottled water costs you $10. Come on, man.
Man, that was a good point.
You just make it Walmart.
Yeah, no, it's a great point. I was just gonna say we're getting a slight countdown on here because of how this vehicle that we're currently utilizing functions. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a short break and then we're gonna sign back in and then just pick back up and round off. But
okay.
hold on to that point because we definitely gotta go in from that.
What's up, it's your big homie Edie Amin, aka Edie Dom.
Young Noble, outlaw for life, kicking with the homie Fonzie. BDTV, man, and it's outlaw for life. Machiavelli live on, Killer Gaddafi live on.
Yeah, peace. So we're just gonna pick back up from there. We appreciate you guys listening in. Don't forget to let us know any thoughts in the comments if you're joining us on YouTube. And shouts out to Mixer Reviews also for holding things down on BadThatOnline.com. But yeah, Big Swoll, we was just to pick things back up. We was just actually looking at things, I guess, with the situation with Snoop cereal, which we've heard reports on. Master P and Snoop Dogg are going to be suing Walmart. We've seen people going to Walmart and saying they're looking for the cereal. And I think, I don't want to speak for you, but what you was kind of saying is, they're kind of wasting their time in one aspect of people in the stores who are going around like filming and stuff.
Yeah, it's just that people understand, when you go to these stores and you're talking about boycotting, you're just getting them free publicity. That's free advertisement, and it's let me tell you something, and I mean from the bottom of my heart. I'm a businessman, and I don't wish no bad business on anybody. And if that's what they want to do, all praise to God. I just think that people need to stop playing the race card. My product is going to be in Walmart real soon. And I went down to the Walmart headquarters in Arkansas, and I mean, I didn't see any racism at all.
Do you think it's like a marketing tactic where it's like, when it comes to like black business owners or black entrepreneurs, where they sort of pitch it towards the black audience, where we have seen sort of a lot with this product, like the cereal saying that blacks are the most, because the biggest consumers of cereal, and support the business because the more that they make, the more they can do back then for the community.
Yeah, right. Okay, but it's blacks. We are the number one consumers in the world. I mean, there wouldn't be no McDonald's, there wouldn't be no Nike, there wouldn't be no Burger King, there wouldn't be no Popeye if it wasn't for the black consumers. You know, um, I am. I mean, if they want to do cereal, go buy the cereal. I'm sticking with Cheerios. You know, I like Cheerios because I've been eating them my whole life, and it's very healthy, and I just like Cheerios. I had a bowl of Cheerios this morning with a banana. That's just my cereal. If that's what you want to eat, go ahead and buy it.
I get it. You don't want to feel like as though you're being blackmailed to buy something because of you black.
Yeah, I think so. They're just playing a race card. A lot of people, if you don't support black people, you're not black. If you don't support black business owners, but as a business owner, I talk to them a lot of time. I tell them, if you want people to buy your product, put a good product out. Put out something that people want to buy. Just don't put a product and say, okay, it's black owned and expect people to buy it. It just don't work like that. Not in the business world.
No. I mean, a lot of people, obviously, a lot of the fans, they remember you from the No Limit Soldiers Wrestling, obviously from No Limit Records with the music. We have heard that No Limit Reunion Tour will be going back on tour. When we think of, obviously, just the No Limit camp, guys like yourself, Big Pokey, V90 being on the road and stuff. If you guys, well, more so you can probably only speak for yourself. If you got the call again to say, come and check in on one of these shows on the tour, would you go check in?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't check in, and I don't care if he had a region tour with people from Mars. I wouldn't attend. I am not a No Limit fan. I don't, I mean, I still talk to Fiend. I see Servon. I wish all those guys the best. I can't speak to be a Pokey, but I would never ever do anything with No Limit Records as long as I live. And it's that we're going two different directions. I'm more into the health conscious. I'm into fitness. I'm into, educating people. I'm into, heart disease awareness. I'm not into hip hop music and going on stage and jumping up and down. I'm 60 years old. I'd be looking like an idiot going on stage, jumping around like a kid. It's just not what I am. I'm into, a lot of people say, oh, I'm into farming, cattle, livestock, growing, teaching people how to grow vegetables and fruit, because just in case something ever happened, a lot of kids gonna perish because a lot of these kids don't even know how to fish. They don't know how to grow, fruit and vegetables and stuff like that. That's the kind of leeway I'm at. I don't wear no limit medallions. I don't wear no jewelry. I don't drive no fancy car, because that's not what I'm about right now. I'm about my family. I'm about my daughter, about my wife. I'm about my daughter, and I'm about my horses. And I would never do anything with No Limit Records. It's just not who I am anymore.
Okay. And I know you've mentioned, obviously, you farming, the ranch, the horses and stuff. I've seen you make some posts in reference to some of the original cowboys, or the original cowboys being black men. I mean, do you want to speak on some of the black cowboy heritage?
People gotta understand, back in the 1800s, no white man would ever call himself a cowboy. White men call themselves cattlemen. They call themselves ranchers. They called the black cowboys because they were called boys, and they called them cowboys, and that's where the name really comes from. And I'm proud to be a black cowboy. I mean, when people, you have to understand your history. When people talk about black people and horses, you have to go back 2,000 years in Africa. Black men have been trained and riding horses for almost thousands of years. It's not nothing new. If you do your research, where you think the original cattle came from? North America didn't have cattle; they had buffalo. Cattle came from Africa. So it is so much that people just don't understand. And I'm a proud black cowboy. A lot of people don't know, with the Kentucky Derby, you don't see any black jockeys, out there racing. But the first 18, Kentucky Derbies were won by African Americans, So a lot of people just don't know that. And, you got to stop letting people put you in the box of education wise. Black cowboys, the most famous cowboy in the world is a black cowboy. His name is Bill Pickett. And he was a black man. And so, like I say, I'm proud to be a black cowboy. I'm not ashamed when I tell people, I have a farm, I have horses, I got cows and all that kind of. I'm proud of that kind of stuff, and that's where my mindset is at right now.
And you probably heard about some of the media route in regards to Beyonce's releasing new music, and some people have been giving her a bit of grief, saying that she shouldn't be covering country music, but she's saying, standing on it, saying she got those country roots too. Also, I mean, what do you think of that?
Music is music. What about Charlie Pride? Black people been making country music for a long time. It's not nothing new. So what? She put a record out that's #1 and the most played song on TikTok right now. So good job, Beyonce. Congratulations. If music is music. It's like someone told me the other day, before Eminem, white boys wasn't into hip hop. You never heard of Beastie Boys? Come on. We gotta stop thinking so small. Eminem. Well, let's talk about the Beastie Boys. These people don't even know the Beastie Boys are.
Yeah. I think, we did a deep dive on it the other day, just going into some of the Eminem stuff. And, not to take nothing away from his talent or his participation, but, a lot of people do erroneously put certain stuff behind it. But I was even going on to saying that there's never really been an issue with, like, white rappers or anything within hip-hop. Like you had mentioned, the Beastie Boys and, plenty of others that came after. But, we embrace something. If it's dope, we're going to listen to it, we're going to jam to it and stuff like that, especially in terms of music.
I'll give it to you. I'll give you an example. I was talking to a group of guys, and they was talking about, white boys shouldn't be in hip-hop because black people made hip-hop. Well, that's like saying black people shouldn't play basketball because basketball is invented by a white man for white kids to play. So, really? Basketball wasn't invented by a black man. It wasn't invented for black people. It was invented by a white man who wanted his students in class who were white to play a game. He took a peach basket, and put a ball, and that's how he taught him how to play basketball. So it's the same thing. When you said that white people shouldn't rap because it was invented by black people, it's like saying black people shouldn't play basketball because it was invented by a white man.
Yeah, no, definitely. You make a point. I think sometimes people just look at it like, I guess in terms of, like, when you say basketball, it would be known just within the institution. There's only so high you could probably amount to within terms of, like, claiming that you run it or that you own it. So I think people look at it maybe on that flip side of hip hop and stuff, and they feel, hey, it's fine for people to be involved, but don't, maybe try and make a bolden claim as if you're at the head of the table of it. And I suppose a lot of that can come down to just people's opinion, because I always say with music, it's very subjective what people think. It goes by just their own subjective approach. Kind of staying on the music note, because you mentioned Servan earlier, just before we wind down though. He responded to a statement that was made by Krishan Rock, and there was a statement that was also made by D.R. Hughley, I believe, to DJ Khaled, saying that both of the statements were all towards the Israel-Gaza war and the stuff that's happening out there, but there was a lot of negativity that was being laden towards Khaled, saying that he should speak up a lot more. I mean, do you have any thoughts on that or anything, what's going on out there in the Middle East?
I don't know anything about it. I'm just sorry. I mean, I just know there's a war going on, and I mean, I've been knowing DK Khaled since he was 16, 17 years old, working here at Peaches Records in New Orleans. Whatever he does, and
I mean,
that's his people.
You want to break that down?
Who am I to say?
I was going to say a lot of people don't really know that he had history in New Orleans. I mean, you want to expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, he was in his teens. He used to live in New Orleans. He went to McDonald 35, and he used to play. They would let him play records at Peaches Records, and people don't know about Peaches Records. That's where Cash Money and No Limit really got their big start. Well, Cash Money, No Limit got their start in California, but Cash Money Records and a lot of artists like Mystical, Fiend, and everybody, Peaches gave them a big chance. So I mean, I really, I mean, I'm not a political guy. Shit, I don't, I mean, shit. I live in New Orleans, Louisiana. I mean, I'm just like, shit. This don't bring no heat on my street. Now, I guess I'm okay. I ain't gonna say I'm okay, but I got my own problems worrying about. I got to carry a gun around New Orleans and make sure myself is protected. So I mean, it's just like with the presidential thing. Everybody asks me who I'm voting for. None of your business. It's none of your business who I'm voting for. It's just, and that's my right as a voter. I don't have to disclose who I support and stuff like that. But I am a Democrat, and I'm supporting a Democrat, nominee. So, but we just. Everybody wants to pick on stuff, and I got more important things to do in my life. I'm being honest with you, and it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. And I want to explain this to all your listeners, okay? Before we leave, I am not hating on Master P. I'm just telling the truth, and a lot of people don't want to hear the truth. Me and Master P have a long history. I tell people all the time, we don't have any kind of friendship. We don't speak. We don't hang with the same people. I'm going a totally different direction in my life. I still walk the street in New Orleans by myself. If anybody want to come get me, I'm not a hard person to find. I smile and I laugh, but you don't want to walk up on me, and that's just the bottom line. And I don't hate the brother. Some of the stuff he says, I find it to be comedy. I mean, telling people you graduate from college in 1 month. I mean, shit. I attended college, and I got college people. All of my friends are college graduates, and nobody graduated college in 1 month. So, like I said, I find that kind of stuff, and some of the other stuff he said very, very comic. It's like it's to me.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, like I said, you got the right to obviously your outlook and your opinion on things, and not everybody's gonna see things as you put it, like sometimes as the fans do, because they can have just blinders on them, and it's just like politics and stuff like that when you mention 2D. So some things we know can go hand in hand with the industry also. You mentioned your folding chair. Is there anything else that you're working on or you want to, impart or let the people know about?
Say it again. I couldn't hear you broke up. Say it one more time.
Yeah, you mentioned your folding chair that you've got in the works. Is there anything else that you want to let the people know about or anything else you want to
My folding chair?
Yeah.
Yeah, go to BigSwollFoldingChair.com. couple of years ago, 10 years ago, I was sitting in a folding chair, and the folding chair collapsed on me, and I suffered a major back injury. So what I did was invented a folding chair for big people, small people, people over 6 feet tall and over 180 pounds. And I learned that in my research that, you know, in the United States of America, over 400,000 people each year are injured because of folding chairs. So I invented a folding chair. It's called the Big Swoll folding chair, and it is the strongest folding chair ever made. It's 7 feet tall. It's made for tall people. It comes with a canopy. Right now, we got to pick up our inventory, and we just talked to QVC that won't pick us up. But when you talk to these kind of companies, you got to have a large inventory. And that's what we're building up right now. We're building up our inventory because with Walmart, they don't want a couple of chairs. They want thousands of chairs, So, like I said, go to BigSwollFoldingChair.com. It's a showstopper. Everywhere I go and I bring the chair out, everybody wants to take pictures with it, It's made out of the best material, double stitching, know-how.
Yeah, pardon me, guys. We're having a bit of technical.
Not live right now.
Okay, yeah, we got you back. Yeah, I think we had lost you there slightly, Swoll.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I think we had lost you there slightly, but we appreciate you letting us know about the chair.
Well, look, thank you very much. I can't hear. So let me go charge the phone up, my brother. I appreciate the time.
Much love, man. We appreciate you each and every time. And guys, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Salute to Big Swoll. No doubt, man. Good to catch up, and we'll speak again soon. Peace.
Thank you.
Cause we bout that, and we representing UK worldwide, got the trill stepping. Cause we bout that, and we representing UK worldwide, got the trill stepping. We be representing, bout that online. That's the hottest spot, the real ones.